Now let's say you can't hear any who said the finance minister Bekano. I didn't know Bekansa. I didn't know yes, sir. Because
what was wrong with the finance minister?
Was say, Mimi say, ye be a coin akomikrum. But a coin, the same thing. And also, the same thing. And it will be faster, it will be cheaper. And to complete that. And my people will get earlier benefit of that project than a later one. I think I obey. And you know, we need to face in parliament and you shouldn't abandon because they come with. In fact, last time debate when I was speaking, the people from the minority, majority, be no more say, oh, they be Kumasi, they be Kumasi. So I don't know more. It's mean everybody who knows me knows the love and the hard work I do to make Kumasi and Ashanti region flourish. Exactly. And it's in that same spirit. Then I make us again we so now my people get an early benefit
from a future project.
Exactly. And the finance minister there, he came to do politics. In fact, it was quite a wicked one because the idea was to pitch and incite people against me. But it will be very delayed because Nami will be frame. Journalists be frame say TV. Now I'm can watch some parliament. And I'm see the idea. No say finance minister say we see me in far and I'm say money ready later. Later now I see me try. I feel already journalists didn't send it. Say already later no. He couldn't make any argument anymore because later no was clear. So no I'm catch me. So and subsequently every radio station be a makubia like yours. Okrad you mention the same thing. Say already letter no. Yes. What you say a letter Sebi raises germane concerns. And I'm sure letter me say on my opinion it can say Your Excellency, my concern is born not out of partisanship but in the interest of continuity, prudence and national development. So what I say, my yes me the politics. But that can be Hesenka, Bibisa Bayen, road minister, who was my mate at tech.
Okay.
Abuja. He did architecture, I did planning.
Oh, okay.
And we've served on in parliament before. You call me and says, I've read this letter. What do you mean? You know? Then let me my tomb was only to pick the letter and read it, go and tell Ghanaians and say, me say the project Kumasi, which is unfair. And this letter will be there for generations to come.
Yes.
Students of infrastructure, students of civil engineering and all that will read this letter and they will see the wisdom in what I'm saying.
And I think one of the things I would want to do, and it's I would take listeners through letter, and then where there are questions, I would ask those because you are here.
Yeah.
His Excellency John Dramani, we are 4th August 2025. Dear Mr. President, appeal for reconsideration of the new Accra-Kumasi Expressway proposal. I have the honor to convey my concern on the recent proposal by your administration to construct a completely new 6-lane expressway between Accra and Kumasi in place of the ongoing dualization works currently being executed on that corridor. In the first paragraph, on the recent proposal by your administration to construct a completely new 6-lane expressway between Accra and Kumasi in place of the ongoing dualization works currently being executed on that corridor. Would that not be misleading? Because that's not what they said. They have never said some expressway in place of ongoing.
What it meant is that we're going to abandon that and do this one instead.
Yes,
that's what.
But at the time, 4th August, now you were clear in your mind. Say Abaya Kase Ombe abandon. Dual carriageway.
Road minister said the cost is too much because there's cost overrun as a result of variation. I've already mentioned this before. Exactly.
Yeah, but he did not use the word abandon. So Ombe abandon. So if the first one express concerns cost overrun.
If you don't do it, you don't take any action on it. You have abandoned it. Inaction on the part of government was abandoned, and especially when in that first budget they did not factor this project, you know.
But at the time, and I will throw letter away, now contractors are now war bypass, no money in every site, or they were undoing.
They were not.
All the contractors on the 4 bypass, no money in every site.
Yeah.
At the time you were writing this letter.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Oh yeah. 4 August. They were not on it.
We are sure.
They were not
so
on it.
You see, evidence.
You see, when new government came,
yes,
many of them major, now on my hot.
Okay.
And primarily because of lack of payment. Exactly. They may not have been communicated. It may not have been communicated to them. Say be a jai. But all these contractors, because of lack of funds, because I buy 4 August. Sometimes you need to contractors.
Yes.
Or most contractors,
abandoned
unless those who were very resource. And now,
but specifically on the 4 bypasses, you are saying on authorities no more free site. Obia the contrary evidence, but would you be surprised? No more site.
Well, I know. Say at that time, that was the information that I got.
You got
exactly.
Say no money site.
Exactly. After 7 months, 8 months. After this government had come, they had not paid contractors. In many of the sites, not contractors.
Okay. As someone who has, and where your second paragraph, as someone who has served both as Minister for Roads and Highways and a Minister for, and a Member of Parliament representing a constituency directly linked to the Accra-Kumasi corridor, I fully appreciate the strategic importance of this route to our national economy. It remains the most critical arterial road in Ghana, linking our 2 largest cities and serving as a vital economic lifeline. And when you know was about the ongoing dualization project. Exactly. Good. Your Excellency, since President John Agyekum Kufuor's administration, significant progress has been made in dualizing this corridor. Over 100 kilometers of the 240-kilometer stretch have been completed, with an additional 46 kilometers currently under active construction, including strategic bypasses at Enyinem, Osino, Enyiresi, and Konongo. But with this point, when you say, sir, an additional 46 kilometers currently under active construction, what that means is, by 4th August, construction was...
Means contractors are on site, mobilization or on site.
Yes.
But as to whether they were working is a different matter.
And also a different matter.
I mean, for instance, for 2 months, maybe a contractor any site.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that the road is abandoned and I say, So in construction there,
you can still safely, say under active construction.
Exactly.
Even when contractors need the site.
Oh yeah, because they were mobilized to site, but maybe they have stopped work. Exactly. And I say contractors, for instance, 2 months this won't mean to or work as a car. Sometimes it will break you home. Exactly. That doesn't mean say exactly.
As per the ministry's own records,
and you can still make the point say it's active construction. They are mobilized to site. Their equipment.
Machines near their site. As per the ministry's own records, the physical progress on these bypasses ranges from 58% to 100%, with only 94 kilometers left to be dualized.
Yeah.
The recent announcement to initiate a completely new expressway project while these works are underway raises genuine concern. I was particularly struck by the Roads Minister's own admission that the ministry is in the process of hiring a consultant to undertake the feasibility study for the new project. This suggests that there is no final design, cost estimate, or secured funding for the proposed expressway. Yet, Your Excellency stated publicly that construction will begin next year and be completed before your term ends, a timeline of less than 3 years. With my expertise and experience, I can say without any fear of contradiction that this timeline is not feasible. With the greatest of respect, Mr. President, such pronouncements made ahead of critical project milestones like feasibility, costing, environmental clearance, and financing risk undermining our credibility in infrastructure planning and public investment management. And all these points were raised in the CCR. Moreover, Article 35(7) of the 1992 Constitution enjoins government to continue development projects initiated by previous administrations in the national interest. abandoning an ongoing project, one that is technically sound, economically justified, and already delivering results, contradict this constitutional directive and may set a precedent for wasteful governance. In this whole write-up, up until this point, we used to the word abandoning first. And moreover, now we use the word abandoned. Now we use the word abandoned. Okay. It is the first time we use to abandon. Okay. Right. But my question for you at this point, then is earlier you agree, sir, with an additional 46 kilometers currently under active construction. What active construction means, and you've said active construction does not mean abandoned. It means that maybe there is a break in the project, but you're abandoned. And when you come and use abandon here, after Article 35(7), now you should abandon an ongoing project.
Because the road minister had said so, that he intend, he doesn't see the need to continue when there are huge cost overruns, but he would rather do a new one, which is the expressway that they have proposed. And
you are sure, sir, Minister can say, because of cost overruns, on your road, you are sure about that?
Yeah.
Because of the cost overruns on your road,
and that's
not kind of way.
Oh, he mentioned on radio.
In a radio interview.
Yeah, I heard
Agboja. Wow, mate, Agboja.
Yeah, I heard him. So cost overruns, yeah.
On your road,
exactly.
And that's why at this point we use the word abandoned.
Exactly. It was coming from, and especially when it was not also captured in the budget.
In the budget.
Yeah.
I am aware that the Minister for Roads and Highways has raised concerns about alleged cost overruns arising from project variations. While such claims deserve to be thoroughly investigated and, if necessary, addressed through appropriate corrective measures, they should not serve as justification for abandoning the entire project. And again, you use abandoning the based on the announcement from the roads minister.
And at that point, if they had not abandoned it, they would have responded to this letter to say what you are saying is not true.
And you're true.
Exactly.
But there was no response.
There was no response.
Variations and
up to now, there hasn't been any response until the issues came up and the subsequent discussion.
Yes. And the road
it doesn't mean they are abandoning it.
Okay.
Which for me, it was refreshing. Exactly.
Variations and cost adjustment are common in major infrastructure works and can be managed within existing contractual and legal frameworks. Discontinuing a critical national project on the basis of unresolved variations not only undermines continuity, but also sets a troubling precedent for future infrastructure development.
Yeah.
In the context of Ghana's current fiscal constraint and competing infrastructure needs nationwide, I respectfully submit that it will be far more prudent to complete the existing dualization project than to commence a new, significantly more expensive one. The resources needed for a fresh expressway could instead be channeled into completing the ongoing Accra-Kumasi dual carriageway and addressing other critical roads such as the Eastern Corridor, Coastal Corridor, and Kumasi-Tamale Highway. A reading of this paragraph, anyone can conclude, sir, you did not believe in the expressway. And according to you, say you see kampo yemfa existing carriageway, ne yemfa binye Eastern Corridor, any Coastal Corridor route, rather than building an expressway.
But
on the basis of this paragraph alone, anybody can say, I won't pay expressway.
Not that mean pay. But it will be duplication. If you finish
the ongoing
one.
Now we'll say another expressway.
It will be in the next 20 years. There to be duplication. That is what this means. It will cut the travel journey now by about 3 hours. So what will be the need to do
another expressway?
Exactly. Unless you are saying that the private sector person has come, or government says that you are going to do that one just for those going to Kumasi.
Yes.
And they will pay this amount of money. That one can be done. Yeah.
It is enye PPP ebia obe toli na say aban and the sika you would think say be duplication.
It will be duplicated, whether even is a private sector, whatever money you use. But I'm saying that even the private sector, no, or bar, given that there is an already existing highway, which majority of people will use on for the second machine, it will not be economical.
And that's why maybe a buying not just all the government funding the Bay Expressway, you know.
Yeah, already no crowd now. Private sector, no more the volume of traffic on the road now from Musikamba. Dr. Nanemreso. And they started this BOT discussion. I remember at that time, Dr. Nane was my MP.
Yes.
I went to visit him and I discussed the BOT arrangement with him. So that time I had finished planning and I mentioned something, infrastructure planning. And I mentioned BOT, which he had already had several discussions with investors. And I was saying, traffic survey now.
Yes.
No, the volume of traffic now. Among person who music abeshim. And pa years later, for those time, we experience it. So investors ba on the volume now.
Now,
interested. And you know, say, one straight to Kumasi, no ben, no cover. It will still be a challenge because I know crowd necessary. Kumasi straight in
especially Greenfield, you know.
No, not that a Greenfield. So also I could straight.
Yes, straight. But say no. Now almost say even though I go straight, I be forward down, I be far
you can do exit. Exactly. You can do exit. Yeah,
I be forward down here you now I could see I think almost now could have some trade now the room about Kumasi.
But in Nipa faso ekokofodua ekokwo
you have to use
but
the existing dual carriage
and on there will be more people
on that stretch. Yeah, of course, that's true.
These are bigger.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I can comfortably say, sir, in principle, based on our experience, and I said, yeah, watch actually, in principle, you don't think if dual carriage we need an expressway bill from Accra to Kumasi.
Not
in principle,
not in the short run,
not in the short term.
In the short term,
later
when it becomes absolutely necessary. Yeah.
But for now, no, we can make do with dual carriage.
So to be where we are,
yes.
It will achieve the same purpose.
In the here expressway.
Yeah, in the short run, in the short term.
In the short term,
exactly.
No?
But you see, we operate with the understanding that resources are scarce.
Yes.
And the budget nurses, sure.
Sure.
There are several even teachers paying increase near their day. So see can you so what I say, when you are managing the economy, look at power producers you do say who default is kakrebia no o ma switch o ma ye power outage.
Into Oscar, you use it prudently, and that's where you use the word prudence.
Exactly.
So if the two will serve the same purpose, I do one.
Exactly. Which has achieved 64%
completion.
And it will be cheaper to complete and it will be faster to complete.
If the Ashanti regional minister tells you, say, he disagrees, say the two will serve the same, and his argument, meaning he didn't come on and say, way no, expressway no more envisage, 80 kilometers, and so from 250 to 198, that's massive. More than 50 kilometers off. You cannot say best with the same pair. But could we be doing them? Ni the Kumasi, but could we be doing them? Okay. And the time I will be saving, a productive time.
Okay.
And I will save.
Okay. There's a point there.
Yeah. Okay.
But you should also look at it in a bigger context.
Okay.
The fact that there are other important routes on the corridor.
On the corridor.
I mentioned Afram Plains.
Yes.
And the efforts government is making to put a bridge on it.
Sure.
With a view to making an Afram Plains the food basket
of the country.
So when you do this, you are helping with the future agricultural plan of the country. Which has been endorsed by the Kufuor MPP administration, and Mahama has also endorsed it. So what you say? So it's not by chance. And at it one or me kwan no. Or me go far. Maybe a fine. So what you say? It's not by chance. Even a boche kwan no, when they are linking to a year, to if any say
major
cities and states, they make sure say a befa baby kakra, I be another city. Now what me city I call straight. Into we call Ufri London, call Liverpool.
Yes.
Ubefa Birmingham. Ubefa Milton Keynes.
Yeah.
Is it there?
Yeah.
We do Ubefa baby. We call Birmingham, Manchester.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there could have been a route to straight to
Liverpool.
But it won't make economic sense. So what you say? So when you're doing transportation planning, I mean, Asante Regional Minister, a young man, he's trying.
Yes.
But there are people who have been trained to think through our planning, and that's where I come in. So what you say? And you know, who say be at the why? Nye trasa, onya butre. I feel no about onya butre kakra. Na unsia no mani. And yet by chance that it no to okasa, it no so me ye kwane keke.
Yes.
Hey,
na nye keke.
Enye keke. Enye by chance the fa baby na wetimi amane kofodu easily. The fa baby na wetimi akọ konkoko. Enye by chance sir. It was well planned. Yeah.
Inti, would you rather say abanye na dwen say obeye bibi fufu mpo aka the existing dual carriage na e be onfanye rail rather than an expressway?
Say yet me completed this dual carriage now. Na say abanye ka say still we but so be a year. If I have to make that decision,
yes,
I will have built a rail
than expressway.
Yeah, I would have built. But at the end of the day, this government, they've been voted into office. Election more winning massively. Into power, and the boys in their court. At the end of the day, whatever decision that they make, Ghanaians someday will come and evaluate the decision they made. In some American, your church, your researcher, and some kind questions are busame. A bedroom maybe crying, we know you're free. Yes. But our children and children's children will review and see that not a minimum thinking nationally. Yeah. Exactly. And when somebody, I'm very disturbed that in this country everything is politicized. Senka later can be true and yet partisan.
In your conclusion, maybe my main kind of conclusion, Your Excellency, my concern is born not out of partisanship, but in the interest of continuity, prudence, and national development. I respectfully urge you to review the current course and provide leadership that consolidate, not disrupt, the modest gains we have made as a country. Please accept, Your Excellency, the assurance of my highest consideration. Into the conclusion was to drum home the point, say, a national interest. Into you are sad because of the political slang about
that forcing having read the letter, knowing the content, and we have finance minister